Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Moviegoers Film Review. As usual, I am your host Steven Schuler, and today, since this is the first episode of Moviegoers Film Review in the new year, let's start off on a little bit of a high note. We're going to be going over the film The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, directed by Peter Jackson. To start off with, this is the second installment of what is supposed to become a trilogy based directly off of the novel The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, before we get a little further into this, I wanted to get something out of the way for you. A lot of people, when they look at a film based off a novel, they get really uptight about what's supposed to be in the film and what's not supposed to be in the film. Here's the problem there. A lot of times people want things that are not translatable. When you make a film based off a novel, there are certain things that translate from novel to film, and there are things that do not. So, you have to understand that this is not a book on film, this is a movie. Let's get that out of the way right off the bat. So there are going to be changes from the book to the movie. This means people who have read the book are still going to be looking forward to a lot of surprises that they will not see coming, especially if they're focused on the book going, okay, this is what's supposed to happen next. And when that doesn't happen next, it catches you off guard. Now I'm going to go ahead and, with that out of the way, say this is more of a review of the film, not how accurate is it to the book. Because frankly, I didn't really read that much of the book. One thing I wanted to say is this film is filled with BBC stars. A lot of British film royalty is in this movie. It almost feels like every show on the BBC has at least one actor in this film. So to go ahead and give you an idea, the movie The Hobbit stars actors such as Ian McKellen, Martin Freeman, Richard Armitage, Ken Stott, Graham McTavish, William Kircher, James Nesbitt, Stephen Hunter, Dean Ogerman, Aidan Turner, John Callan, Peter Hambleton, Jed Brophy, Mark Hadlow, and Adam Brown. And before you're sitting there going, we didn't need all the films and the extras, I hate to say it, that's just the main cast. The 13 Dwarves, The Hobbit, and Gandalf. Now this film also has appearances by Orlando Bloom, Evangeline Lilly, Lee Pace, Cate Blanchett, Michael Presbrandt, Sylvester McCoy, Luke Evans, Stephen Fry, and Ryan Cage. But it doesn't stop there. You also have voiceovers by Benedict Cumberbatch and Manu Bennett. And to give you an idea, I didn't even say all the extras and all the side characters and people who had small little cameos. This is just the main cast with appearances and voiceovers. This film had a huge cast, and every one of these actors are brilliant. They nail their characters perfectly. It's a wonderful film. Now granted, Peter Jackson did something a little different with this movie. In the book The Hobbit, a lot of the dwarves are just kind of side characters. They're really not actually important to the grand story. They're just part of the group. In the films, Peter Jackson makes every one of these dwarves a character, even adds little side stories for each one of these characters to increase their personality. These dwarves have character. I can't really say too much about the film because it's still in theaters, but I encourage you, go see it. The special effects and the visuals are astonishing. The makeup jobs for all the characters are wonderful. To give you an idea, Richard Armitage plays the character Thorin Oakenshield, but after they're finished with the makeup job on him, he looks nothing like himself. I mean, I look more like Thorin Oakenshield than Richard Armitage, and he's the one playing him. The makeup jobs are spectacular. If for no other reason, go see these movies just for the makeup jobs. It's wonderful. Now, to give you an idea, really the only downside to this film is that it is so complex that it seems a little cluttered at times. Because you are jumping back and forth between all these different storylines, all these different characters, and no character is simple. Every one of these characters are very complex, multi-tiered, and it does begin to cause the film to feel a little cluttered on occasion. But other than that, it is a wonderful film. I urge you, go see this movie while it's still in theaters. And I hate to say it, but you don't exactly have a lot of time there. So go! Go to the theaters! So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's episode. So remember, go see the movie The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Wonderful film, really well done, and the special effects are beautiful. But fair warning, those of you who are going expecting to see a book on film, you will be disappointed because this is a movie, an adaptation of the novel. You have been warned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. As usual, I'm your host, Steven Schuler, and this has been the Moviegoers Film Review. I'll see you later.